welcome to Katrina's Creations. This is episode 330 already. So yeah, just in case you were curious what episode we were on, we have big news. I will tell you a little bit more about it later on in the video, but we did hit 4,300 subscribers this week, so there will be an upcoming giveaway. So I'll tell you a little bit about that later. Let's get started. I have one semi-finished object, and that is this little critter. Yeah, he is made with this yarn, which is Lion brand. I'll tell you a little bit about this critter in a few minutes. This is ice cream yarn from Lion brand. There are 394 yards or 360 meters per skein. It's 100% acrylic. It is a 3-weight, so it's not worsted weight. It is a 3-weight, and there you can see the colors. It's just different shades of gray and white. The color is cookies and cream. Now, this was a pattern I followed, and he sits like that. So his little front paws are in the front, and then his little legs stick out in the back like that. And he has a little tail. And I thought it was cute the way the yarn worked out. He has a little white tip on the tail. So here's my question. I do have to put his face on and ears. Should he be a cat or a dog? In the pattern, he is a cat. But he or she could be either. So make sure down in the comments, tell me what you think he should be, and then I can put his face on and his ears. If he's a dog, I'm going to put floppy ears on him. If he's a cat, of course, he'll have pointy ears. So there he is. I keep calling it a he, whatever. It's a he or a she. And, you know, if he stands upright, he's like this, but he's supposed to sit. The front legs are longer so that he can actually sit down like that. So let me know, cat or dog. So that is my finished object. Then I have a couple of works in progress. This is the sweater that I am working on, and this is where I was last week, where this marker is. And so I've gone about an inch. I didn't get a whole lot done on this week. And this is a pattern from Expression Fiber Arts, and it was one of their free pattern Fridays. If you haven't signed up for that, you can sign up. It's free. Put your email in, and every Friday they send you a crochet or knitted pattern. This Friday, because I'm filming Friday afternoon, it was a crocheted shawl or a knitted shawl. I actually didn't download the knitted shawl because it was such a simple pattern, but the crocheted shawl this week was really, really pretty. So, and of course they sell dyed yarn as well that you can buy from them. But anyway, this pattern was one of their free pattern Fridays, and it was called Panopia or Panopia. I'm not sure how it's exactly pronounced, but it's knitted from the bottom up, and this whole top part here is all mesh. So it's a lot of yarn overs and knit ones, or knit two together with a yarn over. So it's a mesh top here, and then it gave you the option of making it with or without sleeves. So I'm doing it with sleeves because the bat wings do not need to be on display. So, but I really like the color of this yarn. I think it's really pretty. This is Knit Crate Old Barn, and it is, I believe it's Uru. Yes, this is Uru yarn. Yeah, and it is 34% cotton, 35% linen, and then 19% lyocell and 11% nylon. It's a sport weight yarn, so it's not scratchy, but it's not as soft as I wish it would be. I think some of that's because of the linen in it. I mean, it's not uncomfortable or anything like that. It's going to feel comfortable to wear, but it's not as soft as I would have liked it to be. So that is that sweater that I'm working on. And then I started a pair of socks. Now I'm knitting 2 at a time. I'm going to tell you about this yarn in just a minute. So the first one, I start my socks. These I like shorty socks. I don't like them going up my legs. So these are shorty socks, so I start from the cuff and work my way down, and I do the cuff and the heels on double pointed needles, and then I transfer it to the longer circulars, and I'll put the second one on, and then from the heel out to the toes I will knit 2 at a time. That way I make sure the length is the same. So here's what it looks like so far. So here is what the one looks like so far. You can see I've got this is the heel flap, and there you can see where the heel is got the gusset in it. So if I move it a little closer, there you can see it. This is the gusset right here. And the second one that I'm working on, I'm just getting ready to start the heel flap. And I lost one of my double pointed needles. I'm now down to 4 instead of 5. It's got to be around the house someplace. I don't know where it is. It's MIA at this point. So yeah, missing in action. Cannot find it. I've looked, I pulled the cushions off of the chair I sit in. I took a broom and went underneath the coffee table because sometimes they tend to fall off and roll. I can't find it anywhere. It's got to be around the house somewhere. I mean, I can still do it. You can see with 3 needles and use the 4th one for going around, but 5 would be better. So yeah, I'm hoping I can find it. Now the yarn I'm using from this is Felici from Knit Picks. Now I'm actually pulling it from 2 ends of the skein. This one is coming from around the outside, and then I'm also pulling from the inside. So I don't have to worry about dividing the yarn up into 2 separate balls or anything. I just pull from both ends. This is super soft. This is the first time I have used Felici. I bought some a while back and I had never used it, and it is so soft. And I have 2 other skeins of this because I did buy this in a batch. I have this one. Oh, and this color here, this is called Double Dog Dare. Now these are 50-gram skeins, but right now, this particular yarn, okay, in the 50-gram skein is $4.19. They sell it in a 100-gram skein, which is twice as much yarn, and it's only $1.30 more. So it is $5.49 to get twice as much yarn. So I also have this, and these are also in the Felici 50-gram balls. This one is also, oh, and those are in clearance too. So yeah, it's cheaper to buy them in the 100-gram than the 50-gram. So, but they do have this color and the Double Dog Dare, and there's another one. I don't think it's this one. This one, which I really like the colors of. This one is called the Friendly Skies. Each of these 50-gram skeins, it is 218 yards. But the content, the fiber content in this, it is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. I really like this. Like I said, I have not used it before. It's a one weight yarn. I like it a lot. It's got enough twist, you know, where it's plied that it's not splitty. It's super easy to work with. I am knitting with, I believe these are US 2s. Let me look. Yes, US 2s, which are 2.75 millimeter. They're working perfect. You can see how nice the stitch definition is with them. And like I said, they are going to feel so good on. So this one's called Friendly Skies. This one is called Double Dog Dare. You can find them. I'll put a link directly down in the description box for regular knit picks, but I will put for the knit picks Felici, I will put that over there so you can check it out. And the third one that I have, this one's called Beatnik. It's very 70s colors. So there you can see that. Very much 70s colors. They had another one over in the clearance in the 100-gram, but I don't remember what it was. I don't think it was this one. I keep thinking it was like Sunset Boulevard or something like that. It was pretty, but it was not this one. This is probably my least favorite, but I really, really like the feel of this. It is super soft, so make sure you check it out down below. So that is what I have been working on this week. We have a pretty good sized show and tell this week. A lot of you sent me some pictures that I could share. So if you would like to join in the show and tell, we would love to see what you're working on. You can send your project picture to KatrinasCreations@yahoo.com, or you can also send it over to my message, the message section of Facebook, which is Katrina Knits, and send a picture and tell us a little bit about what it is that you have, like the pattern, the yarn, you know, tell us a little bit about it. And we all like to know what you're doing because we get ideas from there. So with that, I will show you show and tell for this week. So I changed the angle of the camera a little bit because the sun is coming in really bright there, and it was kind of blotting out this part of the whole backdrop to me was blinding. So yeah, anyway, I want to say thank you to those that contributed to show and tell. I really do appreciate it. And like I said beforehand, if you would like to share your projects, we would love to see them. Now, acquisitions, I left it in the other room. Hang on just a minute, I'll be right back. Acquisitions, it is not yarn related, but those of you who've watched me before know I like blue and white china. So my coworker and I were at the last stop of the day, because I'm on a bookmobile, and we were on our last stop of the day, and there was a charity shop that's part of this particular church that we go to for their little preschool program. And the shop was open, and so my coworker said, hey, do you want to do this as, you know, do you mind using some of our lunch break to run in there real quick and take a peek at what's inside the shop? I'm like, sure. She bought nothing. I came out with 2 items. I spent a whole $5, but let me show you what I got. I was excited. First thing I bought was this plate, which I bought because I thought it was spode, because it does resemble the pictures that you would see in English spode wear. And the back of it says English cottage. So I bought this, I mean, especially these little figures in the back here. That's what made me think of it as spode, because spode a lot of times has little figures in it, and it has some kind of a building, usually in the pictures. So I was thinking that's what it was. Oh, I never even noticed this. There's like a whole village. If you look here, I thought these were bushes. They're not. Those are little buildings back here. So, yeah, the more I look at this, the more I see. There's little, what are those? Sheep. There's little sheep in the picture too. Who knew? So anyway, I think I paid $1, maybe $1.50, $2 for this. Altogether, the two together were $5. And so I got back into the office and I just Googled it real quick. And it turns out English, oh, it's English Abbey, not English Cottage. It's English Abbey. I looked that up. And I found this exact plate. They were made in blue and in red, and they were from the 1920s or 30. They were only made from the 1920s to the 1930s. So this plate's almost 100 years old, or is 100 years old, right in that ballpark. They're worth between $10 and $20 per plate. So yeah, not a huge win there, but more than what I paid for it. So I was excited about that. And then they had a piece of pottery, which I just thought was really, really pretty. There's no name on it. I have no idea what it is. It's, you know, it's heavier. Like I said, it's pottery, but I just thought it was pretty, and I like the pierced thing in here. So it's got like little flowers here. This reminds me of my China pattern, which is blue onion pattern. It's very, very similar to some of that. So it kind of reminded me of it. So I have no idea. I don't think it's antique or anything like that, but I just thought it was pretty and I liked it. So yeah, I got 2 plates. So what am I reading? Well, you know that I have been on an Aunt Dimity kick lately, mainly because some of the other knitting and yarn related cozy mysteries that I like to read, they aren't out yet. I've read all the way up on those. So I forget which number of the series this is. This is a series by Nancy Atherton. So this one is Aunt Dimity and the Family Tree, and I'm also listening to another one when I travel back and forth to work, and that is Aunt Dimity and the King's Ransom. So the one with the King's Ransom, the main character, her name is Laurie Shepherd, is traveling with her husband. They were supposed to go away for a weekend, just the 2 of them, and leave the kids at home with their grandfather. And her husband has to stop for a business meeting, and she's headed to where they're supposed to spend their weekend. And there is like a giant, basically a hurricane that comes in, and she ends up stuck in this little village in a old inn that's like built in the 15 or 1600s. And so yeah, she's stuck there all by herself, and scary things are happening in the inn. So that is that particular one. This one, one of the people of the town, which is the little town of Finch in the Cotswolds. It's not a real town, but anyway, it's a little town in the Cotswolds, and everybody knows everybody else's business. One lady went on a cruise and made a friendship with this other Spanish gentleman, and she pretended to be somebody she wasn't, and now the Spanish gentleman has come to visit. So everybody is masquerading to let the Spanish man know or believe that she was of noble birth. So she's putting on airs as if she is a lady. So everybody's trying, it's like, yeah, when first you practice to deceive. Yes. That's not the right quote, but you know what? I can't think how that goes. Anyway. Yeah. When you lie about things, it gets more and more involved the further you go on with it. And so anyway, that's what's in the course of happening right now. Aunt Dimity is actually a ghost in the story. You never see her, but she gives, she chats back and forth with the main character, who is Laurie, in this little journal. Her writing appears as she chats and talks with her, and shares some wisdom with her of how to handle different circumstances. So it's a cute series, and yeah, so that's what I've been doing right now. I did finish the one I was reading, which was Aunt Dimity Slays a Dragon. That one was probably my least favorite of the books that I've read of that series, just because it was like, it never really turned into a, quote, mystery until like the last couple of chapters, and then it was solved really quick. It just, I didn't think it was that good. But the other ones I've read, I've really enjoyed. So yeah, we'll see what happens with these 2 that I've got going on right now. I'm trying to keep in my head which story goes to which book at this point, since I've got 2 running at the same time. Yeah, what was I thinking? But I always do that. Anyway, yes. If you missed last Wednesday's video, that was with Kim and I, you can click the link right here if you would like to go check it out. It was the 2 of us met in a park, and we shared some of the ideas, what we are making for our upcoming craft fairs. and we shared some patterns and things like that that we thought were cute and adorable that we were going to make. She's making adorable little owls, if you have not checked. Well, I say little, but they're the size of a football. They're not little. So yeah, her owls are adorable. And yes, you can see what we are making, what our plans are. And it's funny, we filmed the video and you can see my hair is like flying backwards, and you know, she had her hair like pulled back with a hairband, which was the really smart idea because yeah, it was very windy. We filmed the video, grabbed our stuff and ran and sat in her car for the rest of the evening and talked there because it was just too cold outside. Yeah, so yeah, that was last Wednesday's video if you want to go check it out. This week on Tuesday, the organizing video is going to be this cupboard back here, the organizing of that cupboard. It's not horrible, but it needs some tweaking. My house does not have a broom closet or like a utility closet, anything like that. So that is actually a wardrobe or an armoire. So yeah, right over there, that big white blob. We're going to be working on tackling that. Now, the upcoming video will be this Wednesday's video, and I will be telling you what the yarn is. And yes, we are giving away yarn because it's a knitting and crochet podcast. Of course, we're going to give away yarn. So yes, we will be giving away yarn. So make sure you tune in on Wednesday to see how to enter and what the prize is going to be. And so again, that is Wednesday's video. Make sure you check it out. Now it's time for... Now in our Come and Get It section this week, there's quite a few little sales going on. I'm not sure why. It's not even a holiday weekend. Who knew? Anyway, we have Lion Brand. Lion Brand is offering 25% off of their yarn and kits until Monday morning, which is the 22nd at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So all of the links to the sales are down below in the description box. Just scroll below the video and you'll see a thing that says show more, or it just says more or something like that. Click that and then it opens up. Everything's alphabetical based on the yarn company's name. So you'll be able to find everything there. But that is Lion Brand. And then there is Mary Maxim. Mary Maxim has standard, this is just in the United States for this sale. Mary Maxim has $4.99 flat rate shipping if you spend $49 or more. So you can get standard flat rate shipping, which $4.99 for shipping is absolutely really good. Because normally to ship one skein of yarn here in the US, it costs $5.65. So that sale with Mary Maxim runs through Monday. So the next one is Annie's, and Annie's has 20% off of their clearance. That also ends on Monday the 22nd at 3 a.m. So yeah, you want to make sure you take advantage of that before 3 a.m. on Monday. It basically ends Sunday then, because Eastern Standard Time would end it at midnight out in California because there's a 3-hour difference. Anyway, you do need to use a coupon code with that. It's CLEAR23 in order to get the additional 20% off of clearance at the time of checkout. Lovecrafts. Lovecrafts, now this one's the one in the US. I'm not sure if the UK is running the same sale or not. Usually they do, but I'm not positive. So I do have links to both down below. Just make sure you click either the US or the UK, depending on where you are. But the Lovecrafts in the US is running up to 70% off in clearance. So their clearance is marked way down. So that is Lovecrafts. And then we have Knit Picks. Knit Picks has a wool sale going on. It ends on Tuesday. And you don't have to use any coupon code. You just pick it out and it pops up, and that's what your sale is. But don't forget, over in the clearance section, I did put a separate link in the clearance section where the sock yarn and Felici is. Don't forget that they've got the Felici on sale, and it's double this amount. So that is what is going on as far as the Come and Get It. I have to make brownies tonight. This is like off the topic, but it should be fun. My grandchildren and my husband and I, now, well, 7 of my 11 grandchildren, 7 of them live just nearby. So anyway, They are coming over to our church tomorrow, which is the day you're watching this. It's tomorrow, for me, is today as you're watching this. Saturday. We'll just leave it at that. On Saturday, we are all getting together because we're having a cornhole tournament at church along with hot dogs, hamburgers, and French fries. So, yes, all 7 of my grandchildren plus 1, because one of them's bringing a friend, so they could have even teams. And yeah, there's a bunch of us at church that have signed up on teams, and we are playing in a giant cornhole tournament. So that should be fun, especially since Dave and I have never played cornhole in our lives. He's played horseshoes. I've never done anything. All I know is I have to try to get a beanbag through a little hole. I wish the hole was going to be a lot bigger. I might stand a better chance. I have a funny feeling I might be the comic relief of the cornhole tournament. We'll have to see. I'll do a recap of it later this week. Yeah, maybe next week. Maybe next Saturday I'll tell you how I did at the cornhole tournament. So, yeah, be thinking, hopefully I don't hurt myself. Yeah, it could be entertaining if nothing else. So that's what we have going on today as you're watching this. So that's it for this week. Thanks again for watching. And again, remember, Tuesday and Wednesday we have videos. Wednesday is a giveaway, so make sure you stay tuned to watch that so you can get entered for a skein of yarn. Thanks again, and I will see you again on Tuesday. Bye, everybody.